Hi, my name is Nikki, aka the Dragon Queen, and welcome back to my booktube. Welcome back me to my booktube. I've been gone for a while. I am here because of the Buddy-Read-a-Thon that starts tomorrow, April 7th, May 7th, it's May, through the 13th. Thankfully, my friend and fantastic author, M.A. Ray, or M, as I like to call her, she is participating with me, and I picked out all my books today, and I'm really excited to get started. So first, there's 5 categories. You can read up to 5 books. You can read more if you want, but I'm going to attempt to read 5. My goal is 3, because I work full-time and I run a business, and I already have to do reading for that, so I might have to take a break to read something else. So we'll see. So category 1 is choose 3 books and have your buddy pick one. I chose these 3. Bloodbound by Patricia Briggs, Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson, and Throne of Glass by Sarah Maas. Out of these 3 books, M picked Bloodbound because I already started it. It's only 26 pages in, but I was really excited to read this because I literally just read Mooncalled yesterday, and I own the first 5 books. So I finished this one yesterday, and 2 days ago, and then I started reading this one immediately. It's about a mechanic, Mercy Thompson, who is a walker. She can transform into a coyote, and it's following her situation that she goes through with werewolves and vampires and fae, and it's a really fun twist. It kind of reminds me of the Dresden Files, not in the sense of like wizards and magic and stuff like that, but just like the same kind of amusing qualities to it that keep me entertained the entire time. Plus she's a smartass, and you gotta love a smartass. I'm a smartass. So I don't really count it as cheating because I'm only 26 pages in. It's a 300-page book, and I'm really excited to finish this one. So this is book 1. Book 2, Buddy Read a Book with Your Buddy. So for book 2, I had it on my Kindle. Isn't that pretty? Pretty cover. But my Kindle just decided to update, so we are reading The Necromancer's Dance by S.J. Himes. This was a book that M picked out. I asked her to pick something that was Kindle Unlimited because I'm broke, and something that I either had already or could get for free. Thankfully, this one was free with Kindle Unlimited, so this is what we'll read. It sounds interesting. It's, I only read the introduction about it. I don't really have it in front of me, so I can't give any details away, but it sounded interesting from the time I read it, which was literally an hour ago, so I should know these things. My bad. But I trust her judgment because the last time I asked her for a book recommendation, the first book she ever recommended to me was by Christopher Moore, Dirty Jobs, and it was phenomenal, guys. I seriously am in love with Christopher Moore's writing. He is freaking hilarious. And then she suggested Howling Mad, which I was a little concerned about because it was made in '89 and I tend to not like older books, but this was really good too. It was a very interesting twist of what happens when a wolf gets bitten by a man, I think. Oh, what happens if a wolf is bitten by a werewolf? Yeah. If you want to know, you gotta read it. It was pretty good. I got it on Amazon if you're looking to read it. So then, book 3 is read a book with that's your buddy's favorite color is on it. Her favorite color is blue. Now, this is where I may do 3 books because I may combine 3 and 4. If I don't, I will be reading Dean Koontz's Odd Thomas. It has a blue spine, it has blue lettering, there's blue here. So I've been really looking forward to reading this. I heard really good things about it. I'm a huge Dean Koontz fan. I have like a shelf here that's just boom Koontz. Lately I haven't been liking him as much, but that's mostly because I've been slowly getting into young adult stuff and just different stuff. When I was in high school, this is like all I read all the time. And he's always been really good at suspense to me. Like, he's always been, you don't know what's gonna happen. And I love that because I hate it when I read a book and I'm like, oh, page 4. I know who did it. Actually, another really good book that's like that is Gone Girl. I was talking to my best friend about that. Gone Girl does that very well, and if you haven't read that, you need to go read it. I was turned away off of it at the beginning because I really didn't like the female main character, but the twist in the middle was like, oh crap, I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm finishing this book today. Let's go. And then I was like, Ashley, you gotta go read it. You have to read it now so I can be like, oh my god, can you believe this? So then she read it, and then she was like, oh my god, can you believe this? And I was like, yes, thank you. I just shook my table. I'm sorry. So anyway, number 4, read a book where the title starts with the first letter of your buddy's name. M or Emily. I picked Aragon. Now, I might read this. I'm going to read this first. I'm not going to read these in order. I'm starting with Bloodbound because I already started it, and then we're going to do the buddy read, and then I'm going to read this. Now, Aragon is also blue, so I might combine this one with the favorite color, and Ashley, if you're watching this, I'm finally going to read Aragon. You're welcome. She's been trying to get me to read this forever. But it depends on how much time I have. I still have like 5 books to read for the Dragon's Rocket Ship, so I probably should read those instead. But we'll see. So this one is the 4th one or the 3rd one. I don't know. So number 5, read a book that you want to just because. This one's a toss-up. If I get this far, I'm either going to continue to read Mind Slip, which is by, I should know his name, Tony something. I can't remember off the top of my head. Mind Slip is a book that was submitted to us through the Dragon's Rocket Ship, and so far it's really good. I'm about 40% in, which is kind of cheating, but I really need to finish reading it. I've been reading it all week on and off with Moon Called and Bloodbound, so I kind of need to finish reading that, so that will be book 5. If, though, I don't want to count that, I will read book 3 of Patricia Briggs's Mercy Thompson series, Iron Kissed. And this is a reread for me too, but you know what? She's getting me back into reading, so I gotta give her props for that. Okay, so Anthony Dews is the name. Anthony Dews is for Mind Slip. But it's a really good book. Mind Slip is about a world where everybody, it's Earth, modern day Earth, but everybody blacks out, and when they wake up, they've all changed bodies. And it's male to female, adult to baby, some are in animals, predator animals into safe animals, and it's how the situation works and how they handle it. And there's a lot of fun explorations in there, like some of it's a little taboo, and it's nice to kind of get a feel of that. Like you see males get to see sexual harassment for the first time, or you get to experience what happens if there's an 8-year-old in a 22-year-old's body. How do people react because you're purely basing it off of appearances? Or how do you react when the prime minister is suddenly like 15, and are you going to treat him differently? Or are you going to know that he's still the 60-year-old man who once was the prime minister? It's just a different body. There's explorations like, does love still work? Are you purely in love with their physical form? So if, like, the main character is a male that gets transformed into a young female, like 25-ish, I think, and he's trying to find his wife, what happens if his wife is in an animal? What happens if his wife is in a guy? Like, will he still love her because she's her? Or will there be some hiccups in the way because she's suddenly like an 80-year-old Asian male? I don't know what she is. That I'm just throwing out an example. Or what if she's a baby? Like, what if she's trapped in a little baby's body, which actually is a part that made me literally laugh out loud. Like, I'm not even joking. I was dying because the baby pops up and goes, "Where the fuck am I?" And I'm just like, I love it. So it's really good. I think I'm going to finish that. If I read this instead, this follows the same Mercy Thompson from book 2. It's a mechanic. She's Coyote. In this one, it's focused on the Fae instead of... That's why the Iron, you get it, Iron Kiss. The name is actually pretty nice. Mooncall's werewolf, Bloodbound's vampires, Iron Kissed is Fae. Bone Crossed, I don't know what that is. I'm assuming the undead. Skeletons, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, that's everything from me. I thank you for bearing with me, I guess. And actually, really quick, can we acknowledge how beautiful this is? Like, it's so beautiful. It's all the books. I have my own library now, guys. It's my own library, and it's beautiful. And I will give a tour because it makes me happy. Also, I have a new tattoo, and that makes me happy too. Everything makes me happy. Woo! So, anyway, I will talk to you all later. It was a pleasure, and hopefully you will be seeing me soon. Bye!